Since America's early days, religion has influenced presidential elections. Major moments have ranged from John F. Kennedy becoming the first Catholic president to the moral majority and Christian coalition. As the 2024 campaign enters its final phase, we're possibly seeing a new faith-based moment in the making.
We have to defend religious liberty, free speech, innocent life.
This election, Donald Trump's support is not limited to evangelical Christians.
The 45th and soon to be the 47th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
It's growing across the spectrum of religious voters, not necessarily because they like the former president, but because of his conservative policies.
If President Trump was right here, I would let him know that sometimes your comments, they irritate all of us at one time or another. But in the end, it's not the way he does that. It's really what he says and or in how he carries that out.
If Joe Biden gets back in, Christianity will not be safe in a nation with no borders, no laws, no freedom, no future.
It's no secret there's a major divide among voters on the role religion should play in the country. Trump supporters are more likely to embrace support for a greater religious influence, while Biden supporters are less likely to hold these views.
This is likely to be a very close election, and everyone is going to matter, particularly voters of faith.
I don't think this court and the MAGA Republicans have any clue about the power of women in America.
Political observers say the key reason for a significant drop in support from the Catholic community is Biden's stance on abortion.
Joe Biden, despite being a quite flamboyant and explicit Catholic who carries a rosary around with him, nevertheless is very staunchly pro-abortion.
Buy me one Latina who believes it is morally acceptable to abort a baby in the 8th month or the 9th month. Just buy me one Latina. You won't.
In an April poll from Pew Research, Trump leads Biden among Catholics 55% to 43%. This 12-point spread partly attributed to increasing support from Hispanic Catholics, a significant shift from 2020 when Trump won Catholics by just 1%. There are other Biden administration policies on religious freedom and LGBTQ rights raising concerns among those who support traditional family values.
My message to transgender Americans, I have your back.
Critics also argue the Biden administration is attacking religious liberty.
The FBI coming after individuals that were protesting abortion. We've never seen that before. We have seen the intrusion of the Biden administration with Grand Canyon University coming after the largest evangelical school in the nation. So these are just manifestations of why is the Biden administration so hostile to the Judeo-Christian value system and to people of faith.
In Marquette Law School's survey, Biden trails Trump by 16 points among mainline Protestant denominations, including Methodists, Presbyterians, and Episcopalians.
President Trump has been the biggest champion for the Jewish people in the state of Israel, and the Jewish vote in Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, here in New York is going to put him over the top.
Although Biden still leads among Jewish voters, an American Jewish Committee survey shows his support down by 14% since 2020, believed to be due to his wavering stance on Israel during its war with Hamas and response to anti-Semitism in the U.S. In the Muslim community, which typically votes Democrat, support is also declining over Biden's policies regarding the war in Gaza. A May survey shows Trump leading among registered Middle Eastern, North African, or Muslim voters in battleground states. More than half say they are planning to back him in November.
We will not support those who support genocide.
Ahead of November, analysts say the Biden campaign faces the challenge of bridging his divide with the devout.
The movement of those voters by 5 or 10%, of course, are to make a presidential election decisive.
I'm skeptical that there's something that President Biden can do or say that will dramatically impact the trajectory of this race.
As President Biden faces increased pressure from within the party to drop out of the race, his need for religious voters right now might depend more on their prayers than their ballots. In Washington, I'm Tara Mergener, CBN News.